And the final question today is from Laura Kudnera, who is in attendance today. And I understand the question will be answered by Councillor Sharon Thompson. Laura, can I ask you to put your question, please?
The people inside the Ladywood Regeneration Zone are in pain. This pain is unnecessary, avoidable, and entirely down to the actions of Birmingham City Council. If we are going to be asked to sacrifice our own homes against our will so that the council and a luxury developer can build homes for other people, we should at least know that we are doing this for the social good. But even if a developer plans to build affordable and social housing inside the Ladywood Regeneration Zone, they can change their minds after a planning application is approved and argue it is not viable to do so under viability opt-out clauses and regulations. And the same people that advise the council on this also advise the developers, suggesting a massive conflict of interest. What are you doing to ensure this does not happen to us here inside the Ladywood Regeneration Zone, as has happened elsewhere around the country? This is particularly important given the developers' agreement is now being negotiated by your staff without our community input yet again on the decisions within what will happen to us.
Councillor Thompson to reply.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. Laura, thank you for coming along today to ask your question. I do think it's important that residents have the right to come into the chamber and ask questions of Cabinet members, so thank you very much for that. I do understand how difficult it can be living through proposals and changes, because I lived through Lee Bank's regeneration when that happened many, many years ago. Since taking on this particular remit, I've had conversations over the last few weeks with officers of the council in regards to Ladywood and other schemes across the city. The council has a range of protective contractual development agreements that lie outside of existing planning regulations. The preferred developer firstly has a contractual responsibility to deliver affordable units with relevant penalties should a developer not deliver, and it's important that we make sure that those are put into place. Secondly, the developer agreements also provide for respective phase viability tests, so the council has to be satisfied and approval of that particular piece of work, without which the developer phase cannot be progressed by the developer in isolation. The contract would usually also seek to protect local communities and residents where their houses might be being affected in terms of replacement refurbishment as part of the contractual development agreement. I absolutely take on board your points around conflicts of interest, and that's why it was important for me this week to spend some time with officers and also commissioners to talk around matters around governance, because it's important that we look at those things as well. So that's my response to you in the chamber, and I'm also happy to also meet with you, also to discuss further and hear your concerns, because it's really important that we do hear the concerns of the people of Ladywood, and I will absolutely commit to sitting down and having that conversation with you.
Thank you, Councillor Thompson. Next section.